She got into Greek stuff.
Is we live?
Going. It's
Maybe.
going.
Hold on, let me pull it up. Let me turn my phone down before we start echoing and screaming at each other. If you're here listening to us ramble, hi. We're going to ramble for another minute or two before we actually start.
All right.
Anywho, hi.
Well,
We're here, kind of. It's been a slow morning.
very slow morning.
However, at least we're in the right life this time. Last week was a mess.
Hotness.
Well, if you're here, hi. Thanks for joining us again. This is episode 2 of Two Weird Witches. I am
Yay.
Angel, and that be Brandy.
What a
So yes, or last week, yesterday. Again, today is kind of starting off a day, but last week we had set it up far in advance to do like the little countdown, and we were going to come on here and do everything all professional, and you guys were going to be able to click on the countdown and just join in, and we were going to be able to see that people were here, and then we started and we're in the wrong live.
I don't know what happened. I really don't.
We're gonna blame it on Mercury in I almost said Gatorade. I was trying to be serious. We're gonna blame it on Mercury in retrograde. I have to stop saying Mercury's in Gatorade again because now that's just the term I use. And
Or the
it's
chimichangas in the microwave.
yeah.
You know.
No, it was I'm aligning my chimichangas.
There you go. It was
Whoever
funny.
made that post, that's hella funny, by the way.
Yeah, thanks for that. That was
And now I have another thing that I'm gonna be saying wrong. Cool.
yay.
Anywho,
Oh, dude.
anyways, I wanted to kind of share that a article I came across the other day that kind of plays into what I was talking about last week and on my intro about me not really showing my face. The face that you see popping up right now is it's me, but it's heavily edited. Obviously, I don't look like a freaking cartoon character. But I do that because I'm still a little cautious about how the general public sees various kinds of practitioners. And I don't really like to advertise. I don't want people to know what I do. And it's already kind of hard when you get like deliveries of things. And I live in an apartment. So I've had packages stole from me that had
Mhm.
woo woo stuff in it. So I know some of my neighbors know a woo woo bitch lives in this building. And so I try to be really cautious. I don't want to come across as scary, but I do try to be really cautious. And that's why, at least on really big open platforms like YouTube, I don't show my face unedited. But um, to kind of bring that point home, there was, let's see, this was August 6th of this year. And I might say this wrong, I'm not from Texas. I think it's New Braunfels. There was a person there who owns like a little woo woo store. And I guess they've had it for a while. And all they wanted was a small business grant to add lighting to their property so that they could do outside activities, events, whatever. So she applies for the grant. She goes to the town hall. When that's brought up at the town hall meeting, everybody there starts freaking out, talking about, oh, you're promoting witchcraft in our community, blah, 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 blah. And we don't want that. So she withdrew her application and just left. Like, I'm not doing this. She was scared that they were going to form a mob. And I was just like, you know what? This is exactly why.
It sounds about Texas.
You
Coming
know
from
what?
someone who was born and raised there.
And you know what? You're right. Because long time ago, in a different world, on a different life, and on a different show, we also discussed an event that happened in Texas. I think somebody was they didn't own the store. They were just going to another witchy shop and
And they were
somebody like
harassed.
attacked them. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
they like
they
physically
straight up
attacked. Like
attacked them.
I don't remember if they were spit on or just shoved, but either way, it was like pretty hands on.
It got really physical. It was sad. And that happened, ooh, what, 5 years ago? 4 years ago?
Maybe more. But it's just one of those things where people have gotten way too comfortable on social media as if people will not recognize you in the wild. And that's a risk that I'm just not willing to take, especially right now with the political climate being heavily religious. So, yeah, now all of a sudden, everything witchy is going to, you know, be in the spotlight again.
Oh yeah,
I actually think
especially
I think we're coming up on another what's it called?
the satanic panic.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get another one sooner than later. And I know we've seen it coming for a long time. This isn't a discussion we haven't had already,
Oh,
but
but it's more prominent lately, especially
mhm.
now.
Especially where you live. I worry about you so much.
See, I don't even leave the house that often. That's the thing. Like, I don't. I do not leave the house that often. I've gotten to the point where I just don't, because I just don't like people here, period. Which is kind of weird because, like, in the area I live in, like, to point out so people can understand is, where Helen hit, Hurricane Helen hit last year? I live here. I had to go through that and deal with that. And like this
Which also
area,
means I had to go through it because she's like one of my best friends slash sisters. And I almost had a freaking meltdown because I couldn't get a hold of her for like 12 hours. I don't know. It wasn't quite that long.
it was like 2 days.
No, I think it was like 24 hours that I didn't actually like hear from you. And I was like, I told my
Yeah.
husband, I was like, if I don't hear from her today, I am calling the police to go find her. So
And
scared the
it's
shit out
funny,
of my brother.
you, the only one, including my actual family, that actually pulled that crap, except for my youngest brother. And it's because he is always on the road and I was out of town and he flipped out. So you and my youngest brother were the only two who were getting ready to call the damn sheriffs.
Yeah, I was definitely about to get cussed out by my brother over there because I was going to call for a wellness check and it scared me. But I
But
also think while we're talking about where you live, I think you should give them an idea of why I'm so scared for you when you come with this because you have a very prominent religious figure that's real known from your area
okay, so like,
who has actually caused witch hunts in his own fucking church, in his own church.
dude.
Oh, I hope we've been streaming long enough for me to say the F word, but
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
oopsie.
But yeah, what do you call it? So if you know on the map where Helen hit last year, almost a year ago, in the Asheville area, I'm from there. Which, if you go the other way towards Tennessee, Mr. Greg Locke is like an hour and a half from where I live, which is kind of weird because Asheville's a very progressive, very liberal place. Like if you talk to people that come to visit Asheville, they'll say Asheville's weird. And our slogan is keep it weird, which is funny.
I feel like so
But
many places have that slogan though, because it's like that somewhere in Portland, I think.
well, see, that's how okay, so that's how I view Asheville.
Isn't it
Asheville
like that
is
in Austin, Texas too?
Asheville is like the North Carolina equivalent to Portland and Austin, Texas.
Okay.
So that's how I explain Asheville to people is it is the North Carolina mountain area of equivalent to Austin, Texas or Portland, Oregon, where it's just weird. But I live a little, I live like outside the city limits. So it's kind of scary because you don't know who is what because people out in my area don't really talk about it. And then you've got those assholes that put it out there on their vehicles and in front of their houses where you're like, stay away from that house. But yes, I have several prominent pastors around here that are like within a throw shot that have just started wanting to do witch hunts and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I don't want to downplay the seriousness of this because I know last week I briefly mentioned that attack where they murdered an entire family in India. Well, I did a little bit more research into that. And unless I am mixing articles, because I read a ton of things, so forgive me if I am making a mistake here. I'm not a news reporter. So
We just
so
read it.
if I remember correctly, it's the same story. So the reason that that family was attacked and murdered is because there was a boy in the village who had got sick, and they took him to that doctor who practiced some kind of like ancient, I don't know, healing practice. I'm again not my culture. I don't know what they were doing, but
It was the
basically the
Ayurvedic stuff.
I don't think it was Ayurveda though. I think it was something adjacent. I think it's in the
It
same world. It's just
it
something else.
yeah.
But basically, he went to the doctor. This not modern doctor. I forget the word right now. Alternative healer. We'll just
He's
call
no
him an
he
alternative.
we'll just call him a healer because he's a village healer.
Yeah. So they went to him, and then the kid, I guess, died, and the family was like, "You killed my son. You're a witch," and they literally murdered their entire well, everybody but one person in their family, and we're talking children to like elderly.
Hmm.
So I don't live in fear, but I move very cautiously because nobody has been murdered here lately for this kind of stuff, but
No.
it has happened on this soil before.
Oh, many times.
And with the
We
way
just don't
politics
hear
are
about it.
going, for sure. And with politics going the way they're going, and they want it to be more and more like Christian and yeah, I think we're going to have some problems in the near future. And I
Oh,
think people
dude.
should be a little more cautious. They shouldn't be in full costume at like political rallies. And so I think that's weird when people show up to like political rallies with conical hats and robes and shit on. And I'm just like, look, I'm like, I am not judging you, but I'm also judging you. like I understand why they would want to be there and I understand why they would want the representation. I just don't want it. I don't want it for me. I don't want you to I don't feel like I want any kind of religious or spiritual representation when it comes to politics. Just let us do our thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like what I do spiritually, religiously, in my home, with my family, with my friends, that's private. That's like
Mm,
asking someone, you know, their sexual preferences to me.
yeah.
That's
Unless
how
I'm
I
trying
view
to bone you, why do you care?
it.
That's the way I've always seen it. And
Yeah.
um a little background, like I grew up in like little grimy areas where it's normal to be not anti-gay in a hateful way, but just anti-gay in like a I don't know. That's just part of that culture in the hood sometimes. They say fucked up things.
Yeah,
And there would be times where I would have to tell some of my homies like, "Hey, why do you care what that guy's doing with his dick?"
exactly.
And
Like,
then they would stop and be like, I don't." And I'm like, "Well, you're talking about it for like the last 30 minutes, so I think you do." And then all of a sudden, it doesn't get talked about anymore. so,
it's
so
because you
there
threw
are
that
ways
on
to skirt
him.
around. Yeah.
You threw that on them, and they think about it. They're like, oh, now they think I'm gay.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, well, don't think about other people's peepees so much. Mind your business.
Oh,
I just feel
dude,
like
like,
there's so much going on in the world right now that I couldn't possibly care less about who you want to sleep with, who you want to pray to, or what kind of spirituality you want to practice. I don't care. It's not my business because I'm not practicing your spirituality with you and I don't want to sleep with you.
like,
So I just don't care.
yeah, dude, like,
There's way too much going on in the world right now for me to care about that.
oh, we've got it double stacked against us right now.
Double is putting it nicely.
Yeah, like we already got to worry about just us being female in general right now. Like, oh.
That is not the politics I'm going to talk about today because this will be a long show.
Well, because I mean, it kind of goes with it because you think about it, they're probably going to throw this as like if we don't be good little people, throw us in the category of witches anyways.
We're letting those stupid incubators vote and think and be witches. Oh no.
Burn them.
They're going to go back to throwing us in the river. You know, I'm sorry. Also, you'll see a running thing here or theme here is dark humor. A lot of the things we're going to talk about are pretty serious, but we're going to crack jokes about it because that's just how we cope. I could sit here and crack a joke about it and laugh, but still take it serious. Or
Exactly.
what do you want me to do? You want me to lay down and cry all day and just be sad? And that's just not my personality. I'm not
We
doing it.
we cope with horrible things with horrible
I crack jokes
jokes.
about some of the most horrendous shit. So judge me
I
if you want to.
mean,
I really don't care.
it's
But
just
there is another article. What were you gonna say?
mm, it's just how we roll.
Yeah, we've been through a lot, and we could either sit here and be depressed or be offensive by cracking horrible jokes. And we chose
Like,
the latter. So get ready to be offended a little bit sometimes. But on another note, there was another article that I had sent you. I think I clicked on the wrong one. There was a fun lady in the news who, again, this is another thing that I don't think is funny. Like what she did is not funny at
it's
all.
not. It's not.
This lady, I think it was in Pennsylvania. I think that's where Altoona is. But this lady in Altoona who calls herself a witch and an Egyptian goddess, she thinks that she's like the human embodiment of the goddess Isis. I wish I could share a picture of her right now. Oh, my, you know what? I'm going to try. Let me see. I'm going to
What
pull
was
it
my
up online
response?
and then
The goddess magic is in the glass pipe.
like goddess Isis got real pale. Let me see. What is this? I'm trying to see what this
And look like she's been on a 3-day bender. Oh,
you're gonna have to let me share my screen. You guys, you gotta
oh,
see this because
there you go. Oh,
okay, please, please. Oh, she took a plea deal. Just found out about an hour ago.
oh, oh.
Anyways, let me see if I can share this real quick. How do I share? What am I doing?
I know you have permission.
So, anyways, this white lady from Altoona set a house on fire. Somebody died, and
Oh
is
my
it sharing?
God.
Is it sharing? Is it sharing? No, I have to hit share because I'm
Like,
smart.
yes.
So I don't know. You guys might be able to see my whole computer, but if not, oh well. I really don't care all that much. Hopefully, you can just see this lady from Altoona. Um, but anyways, yeah. In February, she actually set a place on fire, and somebody who was 75 died. But this is the lady who is saying that she is the goddess Isis and that she is a white witch. She's a good witch. And yeah, but she's facing 20 to 40 years. And I just think things like this um,
That
make
makes
us
us
look,
all look
it makes
bad.
us look bad. And I feel like it's going to put a target because you have this lady who claims to be a good witch, but she just murdered somebody.
Dude, right?
And that's here in the States. Like I said, with the state's political climate going the way it is, you cannot do this. Like I want to
Mm-mm.
punch her in the face because this is bad for me. This is bad for you. This is bad for everybody listening. Um, yeah, it's a bad look.
It is, dude. Like, I know, like I told you when I read that yesterday when you sent it, and I was like, wow. I think the goddess magic is in the glass pipe for her, but but I mean like you can't sit there and be all telling people things like that because first of all, in the world we live in now, you keep spouting something like that. I get you're trying to get the crazy defense or the mental issue defense to lessen your time or your sentence or just get sent to the funny farm for a little while. But you can't be doing that crap because then they're gonna look at the people that you hang out with and stuff too, like your circle. They're gonna start going through that and like just don't do that because that messes with your fa friends, your family, especially in that vicinity. Because I mean, it's Pennsylvania, but it's still like I know Pennsylvania's not southern state or anything, but they still have the same views as Virginia and West Virginia and the Carolinas and Kentucky and Tennessee in most parts. So it's a very Christian view and it's
Yeah,
scary.
it's less I don't know, it's different than the South, but yeah, the whole vibe from a lot of them smaller East Coast states are very, it almost still gives like Quaker vibes. Like
Yeah.
they don't want to deal with this stuff either. Honestly, unless you're in a place that's super progressive, it's still very frowned upon and sometimes even openly like hated on.
Yeah, dude, because like I mean, I guess growing up where I grew up back home in, El Paso, like I'm used to the little witchy shops and the little viejita in the corner with her card reading shop and stuff like that. Like it wasn't a big deal. It was like it was normal back home. And then when I moved up here and like the shops are disguised as like coffee shops or they're disguised as like, oh, we're just home decor shops with crystals and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
Like it's just it was so weird.
The craziest thing is, so I live in a very small town, literally. I could walk to the next city on one side in about 5 minutes, and I could walk to the next city going the other way in about 15. Walking, and I am disabled. And I walk very slow. So the city that I live in is microscopic. It's not even actually a city. So
Mm,
um we've only been here a few years, but the city we lived in was a major city, and there were botanicas and metaphysical shops everywhere within minutes. Out here, there is none. The closest thing to me that I can buy things for my practice from is actually a Catholic store.
yes.
And I'm like, thanks, that's real convenient because all y'all shit is woo woo as fuck anyway.
Yeah, dude.
And
Like
I will
that's the
fight any Catholic on that. If there's any Catholics that would like to have a little back and forth with me about it, let's go. Let's go.
yeah, dude, because like that's funny you say that because for me, it's very hard to actually find a Catholic shop here or a Catholic church here.
Oh yeah, because of where you are, it's probably all like
It's a
Baptist, huh?
lot of Baptist and then like um I can't explain the kind of Christian it is. Like, we have a big mega church here called The Rock that has like Starbucks and a bookshop and a movie theater and all that in in their church. So it's like a mega church kind of thing. So
Detroit
like,
has a ton of mega churches. It's crazy. The Winans Church is in Detroit.
yeah, dude, like, um, what?
Yeah, they're from here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like my husband has shown it to me multiple times. We actually used to live not too far from it. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of mega churches here too. And but unfortunately, the closest metaphysical shop to me is like 25 minutes away.
Yeah. See, because like the ones we have here are like disguised as tea shops or herbal, like apothecaries and
Or
like,
book slash coffee stores.
yes, book slash coffee stores or like they're called metaphysics and they have like
Yeah.
crystals and decorations, more like a home decor store and
Mm,
like all that. So like there's one store that I ever saw that would plainly did not give a crap. And like it's out in the boonies towards where we
yeah.
used to live here, but like everything is like disguised as like something else and everything. So it's just crazy. Ugh.
I actually get to kind of have a little bit of a, what are we going to call it? I get to kind of test the waters a bit because we just had a metaphysical store open up very like I can see it if I look outside.
Yeah.
um, but it's hidden. It like if you look it up, it does not say anything about metaphysical or anything. It doesn't even say what kind of books it has. And to be fair, it is not a metaphysical store in the sense of you can go buy herbs or anything. It's listed as a coffee shop. Like that's
Yeah.
it. It's listed as a coffee shop. And the books are very secondary. So I just like coffee. So I went there to get coffee. And when I walked in, I was like, it's decorated a little weird in here. I was like, a lot of this looks real familiar. And so I start looking at the books, and of course, I'm just in heaven because woo woo books, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, right? And I'm just like, this is great. But their food is bad and their coffee is mediocre and their book prices are through the roof. So, best wishes, but I can't be a patron for you. I'm not your target audience. I think they're more targeted towards the fad group that has $100 to spend on one book and can blow money on mediocre coffee and dry muffins.
Yeah.
Me, I'll cook at home and I'll order the books online used or something. Like, I'm on a
Yeah,
budget, okay?
we already did that one.
It's actually really funny. I've only been there one time, but I went there and I bought a book, I bought a muffin, and I bought a coffee. They got my coffee order wrong. I was the only person there. There was nobody else. They were only servicing me. I was the only person there for like 20 minutes. And they got my coffee order wrong. The muffin was dry, and the book that I paid $50 for, I came home and just Googled it and I found it for $11. So I took that right back. Right back. I had it at home for maybe 20 minutes and it went right the hell back to the store. And they were
Yeah.
like, is there a problem? And I was just like, yeah, my sister had already ordered it for me. It was at home when I got there. So here you go. You can take this back.
Oh, that was just a funny day, dude. It's like you sent me the picture and you're like, oh, I found it cheaper. I was like, well, to go take it back. Just say, oh,
Yeah.
actually, your husband's the one who was like, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
tell him your
Yeah.
sister sent it. I
Yeah.
was
He's
like,
better at lying on the spot than me. I would have panicked.
oh, that's funny.
But yeah, good times.
Oh, this is just funny. He pulled the sister thing out. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good time.
It's good to have lies in your back pocket.
Especially our husbands that pull it out. They like to use each of us like, oh, they already got that.
Oh, hold on. I have to cough. I'm smoking. Okay, I back. Anyway, another news article that kind of ties into the whole politics slash woo woo stuff is that when I sent you about the priest calling off that um tradition of the people with their coffins where they lay in coffins for a blessing.
Oh yeah, you sent me that.
So I
Yeah.
guess I guess it's in Madrid. Um, Also, you're gonna find out just how stupid I am with certain things. I am horrible at geography. I don't know where Madrid is. So, and I know
Is
that's
this
a major
fun?
city.
Mhm.
Where is
Uh,
Madrid? Anyways, so in
it's
Madrid,
Spain.
every year in July, I guess people lay in coffins for it's a ancient tradition they've been doing every year for thousands of years where they lay in a coffin for a blessing to kind of celebrate not dying,
Yeah.
which I think is cool as hell. I can get behind that. I really can. To me, that's really no different than celebrating another year of life, your birthday party. Actually, it sounds way cooler. Put me in a coffin for my birthday. Another year
Oh,
around the globe. I didn't die, or around the sun, my bad. But anyways, I guess this is like a sacred practice to these people who have been doing it. It's a small village. It's not like the main city of Madrid. There's a small village outside of there who has been doing this, and they take it very seriously. And one of the priests or something out there are trying to get it to where they can't. And they had used COVID lockdowns to prevent it temporarily. But then those people were like, nah, we're going to go back to doing this. And I guess some of them are like, we don't care what you say. We're going to do this. So in compromise, I guess he had to kind of let them do it. And
Yeah.
because some it has something to do with the church. I don't know if they do it in front of the church or if they walk to the church. I don't know. It involves the church. So he's like, you can do it, but you can't do it during mass. And they're like, whatever, fine. We're just gonna do it. So
Still gonna do it.
yeah, but he's trying to like force Christianity on them, and they still kind of practice whatever kind of pagan beliefs they have.
That's the thing about
Um,
Spain and stuff, though, because Madrid's the capital of Spain. And what do you call it? Like Spain and like Portugal and like a lot of those places over there still are very rooted. Like they may be Catholic or Christian or whatever, but they're still very rooted in their pagan traditions or their po like pre-Christian Catholic traditions. It's still very rooted in all that. So
okay, so
like,
I'm probably gonna say this wrong. The small village is Galicia or Galicia. I don't know.
mm,
And those people are actually the descendants of an ancient Celtic tribe who inhabited
yes.
that region. So this is way older than Christianity in the area. So
Oh yeah.
to see that, it's still really sad. And you'll see over time, I have a lot of disdain towards organized religion for these kinds of reasons. I hate how much it's forced on people. If Christianity truly was peaceful and they just wanted to believe what they believed, I would have no problem with it. It's the fact that still to this day, they're trying to strip people of their ancient traditions and practices and beliefs and replace it with their shit. And I'm just like, look,
Mhm.
believe what you want, but the second you start forcing it on me, it becomes a problem. And that's
Exactly, dude.
really not a problem you want with me. So uh,
Yeah, dude.
I feel bad
Um,
for those people. Like, that's truly horrifying to try to strip somebody of an ancient practice that has survived this long.
exactly, dude. Like, because I mean, the Celtic people, like Ireland and Scotland are still very, very rooted, like in the Celtic practices. Because I mean, Celtic stuff, like the whole region, like the whole area of Ireland and Scotland were Celtic tribes of all over those areas. And like you can go there today and see how rooted and how historical everything is still over there. I
I want to
mean,
go so bad.
I mean, Charisma gets to go to Scotland all the time.
Oh, hi, Charisma.
Yeah. If she shows up.
I want to
But
go.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
over
I
there
want
in
to go.
Scotland all the time.
I want to go to Scotland and England anyway because I've already been to a couple of the countries that I have roots from, and I remember what it felt like being there. So I do have Irish, Scottish, and some English heritage, and I would
Yeah.
love to go there and just see if I get the same feelings as when I was like in Mexico.
Yeah, dude. Like I would
Because when
love
I'm
to
in
go.
Mexico, the feeling I get is just like calm. It feels like a hug.
Yeah, I mean, I used to be there all the time, like because I literally lived like a 5 minute walk across the border. Like I loved going to Mexico all the time. Going to Juarez and then going to Mexico City just to like be there for the day and like, enjoy yourself. Like it's amazing. Unlike, like my great grandfather was like born there in Mexico City and stuff like that. And like it's just nice to be there and then be able to walk over there all the time whenever I felt like it was awesome. But like just to be able to go to like
Is that
Scotland and
still possible in today's current bullshit they have going on at the borders and stuff?
I
Are
mean
people
I
in Texas?
understand.
If you're in Texas, let me know. Like, if you're down by the border, are y'all still having fun going back and forth across the border and stuff, or is it bad right now? I'm so
Actually,
far away from the border now. It's crazy.
dude, it is
I'm
crazy.
by a whole different border, and yes, things are drastically different this year than they were even last year.
I'm actually like she's not really my big sister, but like my big sister, Cha, I don't think she's having a problem because she lives in Juarez. Like she decided to move over there and stuff because her husband's mom lives there and needed care. But I don't think she's having a problem going back and forth between. going into El Paso to, back to her job and to take care of her mom's house and her little brother. But like, well, I can't say little brother because he's like 30 now, but what do you call it? But I don't think she's been having any issues at all. But I could be wrong because I haven't been home in like 12, 13 years. I haven't been back to El Paso that long. So it's just one of those. But yeah, what do you call it? It's different not having that border over here.
Right. It feels isolating.
It does. Like I feel, I don't know, I'm just so not used to like even being up here for so long. I'm still like, there's things that you miss smelling and hearing and all that.
Hmm. You know what's crazy is throughout my life, I didn't live in Arizona too much, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, because I'm getting old now. So the amount of time collectively that I spent there, I don't know, it's probably like a year, maybe less.
I
But
lived there longer than you did.
and I've only lived there like twice, once when I was a kid and then as an adult. But both times were kind of short-lived. But even just going back there, it feels like home. But I have both family that's from there. I lived there, but I also have ties to some of the Native American tribes from there because I have a little bit of Native blood too. So again, it just kind of feels like home. It feels like a hug when you go back to Phoenix. Like I love it there.
I guess we're more desert babies.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're not, but like it's
Actually, you
more.
know what? No, I think you're kind of right. So I can deal with the desert. It's not my favorite thing in the world because I don't like being hot. But the heat there is more tolerable. I'm in the Midwest, so here it's very humid and wet all the time. The summers suck. There
You
is
walk
no
out there.
I have gotten in arguments with people from here because I'm in Michigan, and I have gotten in arguments with people from here saying that there is no such thing as a nice Michigan summer. Your summers suck. I've been here for a decade, over a decade. I have seen all the kinds of summers they get here. They're all ass, all of them. So you can get mad, you can argue with me about it if that's what you want to do, but I'm telling you, it's like living in the jungle. And as the climate gets warmer here, it's worse and worse. Like this year is so gross, humid, wet, sticky outside. We're getting all kinds of rain in the summer now. It's horrible. I hate it here.
Yeah.
In the summertime, in the summertime, I hate it here. Fall here is beautiful. I used to love the winters too, but they're kind of getting shitty too. We don't get enough snow anymore.
I do not like winters. It's too cold, too snowy. I don't like snow.
It's been a
Uh,
running joke for years that I'm a polar bear.
she is a polar bear.
Yeah.
She
It'll
is a
be like 32 degrees outside, and I'll have the windows on, and I'll be in shorts and a tank top, and I'll just be happy.
yes. And I'm over here in like
She sends
30
me pictures of
sweaters.
her in front of the fire.
I'm in front of the fireplace with 30 sweaters and a blanket because
My AC is on year round.
I do not like cold because in the Southwest, cold is like 55 degrees. Not this no 10 degrees. So screw all that. So, but yeah, dude. Look at being back to the whole going overseas. I would love to go see where my great grandparents came from during the potato famine in Ireland and like meet the cousins I actually have there. Because,
Yeah.
thanks to
My heart,
Ancestry.
right. Look, them ancestry tests, I like them, but I found way too many family members that I did not want to find. Like you could, I don't contact me, please.
Hey, you know what? At least you found people wanting to talk to you. We did mine and my biological dad
Oh
just
no, that's where you are wrong, ma'am. They did not want to talk to me. They wanted to know why the hell somebody had that last name. And I was like, uh-oh.
yeah. Well,
I was like, I don't know. I didn't ask to be here. I still don't want to be here. So
because we did mine and my dad. Like I did mine just because I wanted to, and then we did my dad's after my grandmother who is his mother, but adopted him when he was a baby. What do you call it? Passed away. Because we wanted to find his biological family. Girl, so many people like why are you coming up as like my cousin or my like niece third times removed? Was like, well, this is my dad on his birth certificate. This woman's their mother, his mother. And mind you, he has three other siblings on there that come up as full-blooded siblings. And they're like, oh, all the time. My aunt never had children. My cousin never had children. But there's four. Four. It's my dad, my uncle, and then two other aunts. So I think my I think my biological grandmother was one of those women who had babies and sold them to the Catholic Church back in the 50s.
See, and this is exactly why I'm like, don't contact me, because if you ask me how we have the same last name or how we're related, I'm just gonna tell you your grandma was a hoe,
Dude, that's what I've gotten to the point.
and that I'm not trying to reconnect because first of all, some of my grandma's side, like they're from Oklahoma, and we all know the stereotypes of the white folks from Oklahoma.
Hmm.
And they are most of them. So
Yeah,
so I don't
they're the
really
whole
want to
South.
I don't want to reconnect with them anyway. Plus, the couple that found me and reached out, as soon they asked me how I was related to the family, and then once they found out what kid I was, they stopped talking to me anyway because they don't deal with us because we're mixed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And in fact, there's certain family members that some of my older family members talk to, but I don't. And they won't tell them that who I'm married to or anything about my mother because my mom is not white and neither is my husband.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It's just like one of those things.
Yay, family. And this is just like a touch of things. But I still don't regret it. I think doing my DNA test helped me spiritually because
Immensely.
a lot of things that I already knew and felt were verified because again parts of my family are really racist and they tried to stamp that shit out of us.
Yeah. And that's the sad thing. I'm like, actually, like, I remember when you did it and you got your test results. Like, I noticed the big, like, not relief, but like the big helpful boost it
It
gave
was
you.
absolutely a relief because one, I'm really light. Like I am very passing for a white girl. Everybody who looks at me, all of my in-laws, when they found out I was mixed, they were like, oh, we had no idea.
Exactly, dude.
They were like, the only thing that felt off was how you cooked and how you talk. They're like, you don't talk like a white girl, you don't cook like a stereotypical white girl, because I know.
We're
But
from the other side of the country where white people do not sound white.
yeah, like, but anyways, so they had no idea. And and like I said, that my mother tried to at one point tell us that we were Italian. Which is funny because not even that long ago they weren't really considered white either. It was just a
No.
weird choice. It was a weird choice. Growing up with my family was fun, psych. But if you you'll learn more as time goes on.
Yeah, well,
A lot of things will pop up here and there because it's just part of my life and it became, part of everything. But I forgot
oh,
where I was
dude.
going with that. Oh yeah, the DNA testing. I really do. It was a relief because everything that I had already known was just verified and now it's on paper. So if somebody tries to like test me on it, I'm just gonna pull it out like, here, shut up. Like,
It was
yes, this
like
is who I am. This is what I do.
I
Mind your
remember
business.
growing up and like everybody, my mom was like, "Oh well, we great grandma this told us we had Cherokee," and I was like, "All right, bet let's do this test." So like when I did mine and my mom's did hers, and there was zero in there,
Yes, yes. Isn't that the best feeling? Like you
I was like, I told her, I was like, you know where they got that from? Because Grandma O's family, who came over here rich and all that, they lived up here where they took Cherokee land. So they
Oh
decided to say
no.
they had Cherokee in them. And she
Oh
was,
no.
dude, yeah, it's so sad because like I was saying, I have a lot of apologizing to do when I do go to Salem for our vacation this year.
Shame, shame on you, shame on your
Ooh,
cow.
yes, on your whole family. But I have a lot of that to do. And like my favorite great grandma ever, who was like just the most loving, caring, and like open-hearted person ever. Her ancestors are from up here in this area, and they did take Cherokee land. So I told my mom, I go, that's why they said that, because they took the land and just that wanted to say they were had Cherokee. So
You know
like
what's
I
funny?
proved it.
So my dad's side is the white side. And them being from Oklahoma, they did that same exact shit. Oh, well,
Hmm.
I'm part Cherokee or I'm part whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And when I got my DNA test back, my dad's side, no, y'all just white. Y'all are like 18 different kinds of white,
You're
but just
all the
white. You're just
varieties.
white, white. Like you're white, white. You're white, white, white with a little bit of white and that other kind of white too. Um, Literally, there's nothing in my on my father's side. Like there's nothing. They're
No.
all like Germanic and European and Celtic.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
they're just like
dude.
white, like several shades of white. Whereas my mother's side is real colorful.
Like it's just so
That's
funny.
where I get native, North African, Latin. All of that comes from my mom's side. And
I'm
yeah,
still trying to
it was
figure
just
out
funny
where
because
his like all
tell
that
me it's
came
not
from.
insane though. Tell me it's not insane though that the white side is like, oh, we're part native and they're just not, right? And then the all mixed up side over here is like, no, we're white. And it's like, ma'am, you don't even look white.
No, I know. Dude, it's just funny. Like how like that side was like, we're none of this. We're none of this. And this side is, oh, we're this, we're this. And you're like, okay. You're like
It's
50
wild
Shades
to
of
me
White.
that woman, it's wild to me that that woman thinks she's passing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've seen pictures. No.
Especially not with them haircuts. Girl, bye.
No. You want to do your hair like that?
Anyways.
No.
Anyways, but no,
Judging hair.
seriously, um unfortunately a lot of content is going to kind of have to be recreated and put back out there. But there was a time where we had shared a lot about like the deep dives we were doing with our
Yeah.
DNA searches and how we were studying not just like the genealogy of it, but what kind of practices they had as far as witchcraft or whatever you want to call it.
Dude, we did a whole deep dive. All right, we're gonna take this part that we just found and like go down the rabbit hole of this.
Yeah, and basically just like pick one and do a deep dive, learn as much as you can, move on. And I'm mixed with a lot of stuff. And so I still am not all the way through that list. And
No, dude.
that was like what, 3 years ago, 4 years ago?
Yeah. Cause
Yeah.
like for me, like I already had some of the books and all that because I was already interested in it and I already kind of knew about that. But then found like, there was other things in my DNA that like I was attracted to, like interested in stuff, but felt like, okay, I don't think that's part of me. And then I found out that that was part of me. I like, even though like I went and got those books and stuff, there's still not a lot of on the topic and stuff because it's still kind of a very verbal told tradition. Like some of
Yeah.
so like it's hard to find what I need and what I want, but like I just felt like it made me happy, but then it also made me sad because it made me learn about my great grandmother's like family journey and like why she ended up here and there because of how they were um pushed out of all the countries, even their own home country and stuff because of who they were and what they were. So like, I don't know. I'm still trying to find all those books.
Well,
Like,
unfortunately for me, the North African practices, which unfortunately I know there's so many of. There is so much witchcraft all over that continent and in all those
hmm
countries. And they're like beautiful, ancient, preserved. practices, right?
Yes.
That I'm not just genetically tied to, but also like I'm actually interested in.
Mm.
But finding books on it is impossible because they are murdering them over there. If you are
Oh
caught
yeah.
practicing, they will absolutely kill you. They actually
But
have
just
people like they have police like
they have a whole task
groups.
force just for it.
Yeah. Yep. They have a task force to hunt witches over there. So they are not publishing books. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
And it's not like it's safe to go over there and look for one and try to get that information. Like it's just, there's no way. In fact, I only found one book on it and it was written. And it really hurts me that this is the kind of book, the only book I could find on it, on Moroccan witchcraft, was written by military people who had went there to
Oh,
observe for whatever reasons. I don't
that's
remember what
right.
the reasons were, but they were in Morocco. It was some colonel from the United States who was in Morocco for something, and they were observing what was going on as far as witchcraft. And unfortunately, military actions like that aren't published. They're not going to tell us why he was there and
No.
why he was looking into Moroccan witchcraft, because that's weird as fuck. But
Mm,
but
you never know. They have a lot of secret, you know,
so
secret things like
basically, but yeah, basically it was just like his what he saw, why he was there. So it wasn't even like firsthand from them. It was just things he saw, little bits of things that people would tell him,
yeah.
and that's it. And it's a very small, thin book. There's almost nothing there, and that is the only thing that's available.
Yeah, dude. Well, it's like with my Romani stuff, dude, like it's kind of sucks because like we like to bag on this author a lot, Mr. Cunningham.
Mm-hmm.
And like he himself was born and raised in the Romani tradition and stuff, which is freaking hilarious that he went from that to Wicca. But like he has a book that he wrote and like it's it's all right. It's very basic. Like I have a couple other ones from a couple other Romani um authors, but they're all very redundant and they're all very similar. And it just sucks because like I would like more information and more like I don't know, traditional information, but everything in there is like just so basic, like everything you would think of a Romani or and stuff like cards and dice and charms and hexes and curses and very basic. I want like good traditional information because I want to know what my great grandmother and her family did. It would be
It,
amazing.
another thing too is if you're hesitant about doing your DNA thing because you don't think it's going to be that interesting, like maybe you're because we've dealt with this with people in the past too, where they're like, "Oh, I'm not interesting. I'm only this and this, or I'm just white." You'd be surprised because my white side is from the South, which is heavily inundated with voodoo and hoodoo and brujeria and all kinds of stuff, like just loose witchcraft.
Yeah.
Then some of my family is from like Appalachia, and their practices are diverse and fun and interesting as well. So even if you're just like, oh well, my family's boring, we've been in the United States and Alabama or Mississippi for generations, like still look into it, because all
Girl,
those little places
exactly.
are like little micro regions, and they had their own mixes of cultures and spiritualities and stuff. So I think you should still do it.
I learn a thing on the daily from my mother-in-law. And her whole family is just from this area for like generations. And like I learn something new all the time. And it's just so fun because like my mother-in-law is like my family best friend. I love my mother-in-law, but like I learn stuff. Like my favorite great grandmother is from up here as well, and so is my favorite other grandma. Like I got West Virginia and all that, but and I learned a lot. But I've noticed what Grandma Patty and Grandma O taught me from two different areas of Appalachia is totally different than what my mother-in-law is teaching me. And it's just so cool because you can you can see the difference of the little, like you said, the little pocket areas of Appalachia, like
Mhm.
from West Virginia to here to Eastern Tennessee area. Everybody is so different, and they're not that far apart either.
Yeah, it's crazy too. Well, Appalachia's huge. So if you're all the way at the southern part of it, the northern part's going to be entirely different.
That's a lot of Pennsylvania, like Dutch and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's what some of my practices started out as. I don't do it as much because I really like my candles and stuff. So now I'm a little more into the Mexican folk magic, a little more into stuff that looks like Catholicism. So, uh,
I'm all eventually they'll see my wall, but yeah,
but
my
but yeah,
blasphemous walls.
but no,
Oh,
Appalachia, a lot of their woo-woo practices are great for beginners if you're tied to that because you don't really need anything.
no.
It's really basic energy manipulation.
Yeah, very basic,
Like you
very
literally have nothing. They do not use candles. They do not use crystals. They do not use herbs. They do not use oils. They do not.
your spit, and that's it.
Yeah, sometimes just spit and like moving your hands, creating heat, stuff like that. It's really really basic,
Ah, dude, like it's just
but very powerful because if you get the basics down, everything else kind of seems easy.
yeah, dude. And like
I
I
actually
said,
think, you know, a lot of you remember in the past we would have people tell us how getting started was hard, like actually
heck
practicing. Like
yeah,
they're like, I read all these books. How can I actually get started? And a lot of the tips are just like, just do it, just do it. But I honestly
yeah,
think that if you unless you're from a specific lineage that has a specific practice, I can't help you. But if you're just doing your own thing on your own, I really do think that Appalachian magic is a good place to start because it really, I feel like once you get that, it really makes everything
it
else feel easy
flows.
because
It
you already
flows.
know how to do it with nothing.
Yeah, with absolutely nothing, and especially like for those people who are like coming out of like organized religion of Christianity or anything like that that involve the Bible, because a lot of it is just reciting Bible verses as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would, I mean, is it super easy? Because I
It's
mean,
so, yeah,
I thought it was
it's
funny,
great.
like we'd get those like comments of where do I start? How do I start? Like, really? Like, okay.
You just do it.
Yeah,
You just gotta bite the bullet and do it. Um, I know my
yeah,
first time I was a little nervous, but also part of me wanted to prove to myself that it was fake. Like I really did. That's also how I got into astrology. So I've always kind of been like logic over whatever your faith beliefs system tells you, whatever. So a lot of times I'll go into something trying to disprove it. That's how I got out of dealing with any kind of religion is I actually read the Bible and I was like, oh, and I can disprove it. So I just you're not going to get me to believe that.
yeah.
So then came astrology and magic and stuff and I just kind of went into it like this is I want to see for myself because
Yeah.
I've seen it done my whole life and I've never seen it done like I've never seen anybody in my family do any kind of spell work. They would just do like cleansing and stuff like that. It was never anything crazy. Um minus my grandma's voodoo dolls. Another story for another time. So other than that, everything was basically just cleansing and chill stuff, but we were kids. So um I forgot where I was going with that.
I don't know. I'm on my mother-in-law was texting and piping in about Greg Block.
Everybody's favorite witch hunter, Greg Locke.
I guess she had Googled him and she goes, he's been married twice. According to the Bible, he's not supposed to be a preacher anyways. He can go to hell. Oh, oh my God. I love her.
Y'all, if you don't know who Greg Locke is, we need to wrap up. But I just want to leave you with this little freaking gem. So, Greg Locke decided that Starbucks coffee is of the devil. And anybody who drinks Starbucks coffee is a witch and is not allowed in his church. And he will drive all the witches out of his church.
Yep.
So that's Greg Locke.
Yeah. According to my mother-in-law just now, because she wanted to know what we were discussing today, she went down a deep dive in her nursing home room and said he's not even supposed to be a preacher because he's been married more than once and that he could go to hell.
So
I love
thanks
it.
for watching Two Weird Wishes, and Greg Locke should be fired.
Facts. Oh, oh
All
my
right,
God.
you guys. Well, it's been about an hour and
It
we're going to
has.
wrap up. But
Mm,
thanks for joining us. Give us a like if you haven't already, subscribe, and we will see you next week. And you'll get dailies every freaking day. They're dailies, duh. I'm
exactly.
kidding.
And thanks for making us hit 100 already.
Oh, yes. So, next goal 200. Let's do this.
Yes,
So,
because you guys are just freaking amazing.
thank you.